What's going on? It's your boy CJ Goodfellow. We got some more 8-beat Adrien Broner posts, back with the boxing clinic, of course. And posted by Adrien Broner's verified Instagram account. 28 years old, and I'm a 4-time world champion in 4 weight classes. Never been stopped, and always fighting until the last sounding bell. I'm a warrior. I promise we'll be champion again. I'm already a legend, but I got plenty of fight left in the tank. Now this is just something to look at. He posting himself with a lot of great fighters, here. Sugar Ray, Chavez, Ali, the whole works, And I'm gonna tell you one thing about these guys he posting himself with. One thing about these legends, they wasn't matched perfectly to get the title for the most part. There wasn't no Al Heyman or whoever, working with him to make sure he gets the easiest, road to the championship belt, for one. Then another thing is these guys actually fought real opponents, and they beat other real champions. Adrien Broner has really never beat a real champion, a legit champion. He never beat a future Hall of Famer, nowhere near, And, he says he's a 4-time world champion, 4 different weight classes. That's bullshit. He's an alphabet holding guy. He only beat one legit champion. That was Antonio DeMarco at lightweight. And you see how his career is going now, And he said he's a warrior, and he'll probably let other people tell you what you are. Anytime you got to boast about yourself and tell other people what you are, 9 times out of 10 you ain't shit. And this guy, about to drop a mixtape, and not getting his affairs together, not trying to reach out and watch tape and see where he did wrong and see where he can improve at. He probably got a fifth of fucking Remy or some shit, a gallon of Remy, or a bottle of Dime P, slugging it right now. Like I told you guys, you can't just get in a 6 to 8 week training camp, even 10 to 12 weeks training camp, and say, oh, I'm not going to drink and I'm not going to have bad habits. Eventually, still, all that liquor and all that bad shit you've been eating, that weight gain you've been doing, before the fight, that shit it's still in your body. Your body, is just not gonna get rid of that shit, and you failing yourself, you hurting yourself, and he's still hurting himself. He's delusional, and I think that's the problem. People to point to, oh, he's focused. No, he's delusional. His whole camp is delusional. He needs somebody around him that's gonna give it to him raw and straight, and not, butter shit up and curve shit for him, just to keep it real. He needs somebody that's a true spitter. He needs a disciplinarian, that's a trainer. He needs the whole 9. And at the end of the day, if he keeps these yes men around him and these soft ass people around him and the coaches that let him do and think that he's better than what he is, then he's never going to reach that pinnacle. And I don't think he's going to reach the pinnacle anyway. He's the worst 4-weight class division champion of all time. He's one of the worst champions in boxing. He's a fraud, and I've been telling people that. He has athletic ability, but he don't have no skills. And people laughed at me. I say, he don't have no skills. And at the end of the day, people started to realize that after this fight, and it took y'all this long. After the Madonna fight, I knew what was going on. Is a pig's pussy pork? Absolutely. And is Adrien Broner a good boxer? Absolutely not. They one and the same. Same analogy. He's not a good boxer. He's doing music. He want to do everything but focus on being a boxer. He want to be a rapper. He want to rub shoulders with Nicki Minaj, Dej Loaf. He want to do all that shit. You see Danny Garcia out there. He might be with some celebrities, but you know what? Danny Garcia handles business. He goes in the ring and perform. Well, however you like, Gift Garcia, whatever. He gives his best foot forward. There's never, oh, Danny wasn't focused, or Danny wasn't ready, or Danny was out of shape. You never hear that shit from him. And he's invested his money well. Like I told you guys, he could step away from boxing tomorrow and be good. Adrien Broner, he'll be bankrupt in about a month or 2. And he needs somebody that's going to show him some structure. He's not going to get the right people around him. Career is over with. Never be champion again, I don't believe. Unless, Al Heyman pills a miracle. But we gone.